The Center for Asian American Studies is for Asian Americans and other Americans to embrace their own power in this nation and in this state to define who they are.
I feel like it's helped me even just in a personal way to learn more about myself too, in ways that I wouldn't even necessarily get in my family. Because your family, I mean, they give you history, but it's like a one narrow history, so it's good to get like a broader perspective on your own history.
I'm really learning about the history of even my culture, of learning the history and cultures of those around me. I think that's continuing to help me shape like how I should really explore my identity.
My world is just opened up to literature by other Asian Americans who went through very similar things I went through, like growing up.
You combine sociology with history, and you learn about, you know, the history of Asian Americans that they don't teach you in high school. And it's like a hidden history, and it's like capturing a mystery.
It was really eye-opening to me, just to kind of broaden your way of thinking about things that you see every day. You know, we all watch shows, we all watch movies, and just kind of understanding these different viewpoints is just really helpful in just your everyday life.
So I decided to take this class mainly because I think understanding is the best form of appreciation and a way of basically just having like a different idea and like viewpoint of a different culture.
Our faculty is great. They always make time for you. They know you by your name. If you go to any other classes in any other colleges, they don't even know who you are unless you send them an email right before. I have professors that I took freshman year who still remember me. Because the classes are smaller, you have a more intimate relationship with your teacher.
It brings different viewpoints, you know, different things that myself as a biracial Korean American may not even think about.
Ever since, you know, the 1960s, when the Third World Liberation Front at San Francisco State won Asian American Studies in California, up until 10 years ago when Asian American Studies was won here at the University of Texas. It's a story of people fighting for the inclusion of their histories and a study of their lives in the curriculum, and I think it's a fascinating development and really one of the more inspiring things about becoming an Asian American Studies student.
This semester I'm teaching a course called Asians in Mexico, which explores largely Chinese and Japanese immigration to Mexico and their different forms of incorporation within Mexico. And it really helps to expand the project of Asian American Studies to think maybe also about the Mexican lives of Asian Americans. Many of them who immigrated to Mexico came to live in the U.S. and how does their time in Mexico shape their experience? So it's kind of expanding this idea of who Asian Americans are and what is a relevant topic in Asian American studies.
I lived around in many different places, and I think Austin, or because of UT having so many diverse population, it really accepts a lot of different cultures and merges them together. And I think it comes from my personal experience, because since I've been here, I really didn't feel a need to really accentuate how different I am when compared to where I was in different places among America.
Because I know now when I look at films, especially films that we've talked about in class, or even popular films like Sex and the City 2 and things like that, I look at it in a different perspective. I'm more critical of it. I'm looking more for the way it portrays people, the way it kind of either eliminates stereotypes or reinforces them, and it kind of changes my view and perspective.
To not have an institution that can provide a repository of knowledge and experience and understanding and learning related to the Asian American community, I think would be a great loss.
So you can just play the numbers game, you can look at economic contributions, you can look at more intangible things like impact on culture. Inroads are being made in terms of political leadership. You need to be attentive to what is happening with Asian Americans, specifically in Texas, but also across the country.
It is really about the history of Asian Americans. And it's not just for that Asian American community, but it really is the history of this country.
Love's now lost my trust.